Hi and welcome to another episode of whitemastery.co.uk. This is part 3 of our Christmas edition for 2015. We've done a white, we've done a red, and now we're sitting in those leather armchairs in front of the open fire. All the presents have been opened. We've had a beautiful Christmas lunch. And we're thinking, what are we going to have now?
Keep talking, John, keep talking. I'm feeling it. I feel the leather wing back.
The fire spitting out. Oh, yes.
That is beautiful. Oh, it makes me feel warm inside, does that? Thanks, John. Oh, right nice. Sorry, carry on.
So, we're sitting there in front of the fire. What are we going to have?
It's obvious, we're going to have to go for a port.
Absolutely.
It is one of the best things to finish off with. You know, you've had your delightful dinner, you know, you feel like a little bit of some lovely alcohol to go with it, and you're feeling that kind of snooziness come on, get warm inside, then you do sit down. And you need something that's going to like take on all that. Your taste buds have taken a right hammering over the Christmas dinner, so you just need something that's going to cut through there.
Yeah.
And I've gone for.
That's something to send you to sleep.
Oh, indeed, that lovely snooze.
Before Christmas tea.
At Queen's Speech.
Oh, Queen's Speech. Yeah.
So here we go, sir.
Thank you very much. Let me get yours.
Oh, you just that's the second time.
I know.
So there are a lot of ports to choose from. There you've got plenty out there. I mean,
Southampton, Plymouth.
Choose anyone. But you start when you've got this Ruby Port, you've got Tawny Port, late bottle vintage, vintages. You've got all bits and pieces that you can go for. And I think last year we tried the late bottle vintage.
Did. It was delicious. It was.
It was, and one of my favourites is the late bottle vintage. It incorporates lots of different styles. You can't go wrong. In particular, we stocked the Niepoort. Now, Niepoort is a very tiny little port house, and we are one of their kind of biggest stockists. So you can imagine just how small they are. Yeah. But wherever they go, they win gold medals. They are compared to the Krug of the champagne world, and they do produce amazing ports. Now, I thought I'd go for today. We went for a tawny, but it's a senior tawny, so it's just spent a little bit more time in the oak as this one than an ordinary tawny. I mean,
so what's there's tawny.
There's tawny and there's a senior tawny. Well, this is how Niepoort have described theirs. The senior tawny, obviously, the ordinary tawny is probably one of the not the youngest. Your ruby is probably the youngest, freshest, kind of more vibrant. Then you've got the tawny, which just brings it, you know, a bit more power about it. Senior tawny, again, as you would expect, just gives it a little bit more richness, a little bit more power, which I'm hoping we're going to find.
Okay, so is it down to the time that it's left in the cask?
Basically, yeah, how long it spends it in the oak, because it kind of pulls flavours from there, really. Cause I did read a little bit about this, and it was saying how, you know, the air gets into it ever so slightly oxidising it, but in almost like a controlled manner. So it's kind of. It all works. It is down to the time it's spent in the oak casks. But sometimes, I mean, with vintages, for instance, obviously they're put in the bottle more or less from the oak, and then you then look after them yourself as such. You would then store them, and the wine would, fortified wine would then develop itself within the bottle.
Okay, so in terms of vintage, is that just means it's been in the barrel for longer, or is?
Well, the vintage will just tell you what particular vintage that.
What particular year?
What particular year that is from. And again, not everybody produces a vintage every year. I know, for instance, Niepoort will only produce a vintage if it was a good vintage. They won't just knock one out every single year, and I like that.
Yeah. So if it's not a particularly good year for a vintage,
no, they'll just carry on blend and do what they're doing with it.
Okay, fine.
I like that.
Yeah, makes it more special.
Of course it does.
Of course it does. Well, colour.
Colour now, yeah, obviously we're moving off track here because it's very unusual. It's very difficult to compare this to, like the wines, we would say. It does have, as you would expect, slightly tawny, but almost has that brightness of, like the red brick, has that red brick kind of.
Yeah, I was going to almost say like a deep rosé, if that's.
Yes.
Maybe a deep rosé is red, but.
Deep, but not too deep rosé. No, I think, that's a good one. I like that one. I'm going to use that one.
Are you?
I am.
I think your brick's better.
Everyone's jealous of my brick.
Everyone must be.
I don't even know how we got there. Do you want to have a smell?
Come in.
Sometimes, John, like, you scared me with that laugh. Is he alright? I was sort of like, oh, dear me.
Right, sorry.
Oh, you're alright, you're alright.
So we're going to smell now.
Wait. Oh, let's go for it. I can't get my breath back. Again,
smells sweet.
It does. Almost.
But light, not too.
It's not overpowering, and again,
No.
I'm personally, I think we're going to find that in the flavour as well. Sorry, stop it. For me, it almost has that raisiny, which would, like a liquidized raisin. But also kind of red berries. It's not overly heavy. It's not massively heavy. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like port because it is a bit too in your face, but this is a good kind of starting point if you fancy getting into port. A good one to go for, because you can still smell the lightness in there, but you can definitely tell the kind of this is going to be rich. You can tell it's going to have that sweetness in there. So I'm going to go for it.
Okay.
Spot on. Again, this has got everything going for it. This has got.
That's nice.
Makes you just want to keep that in your mouth. And just That, as I said, that raisin flavour is in that kind of liquidised raisins. It's definitely there, but not by any means like too overpowering. And the alcohol comes through after you kind of breathe out, but nice and warming. It's not again by no means overpowering. But they really are kind of red berry fruits in there as well. They're coming through and keeping it kind of teetering on the lightness there. It's not, I can't say this, it's not too overpowering. The richness as well, that sweetness, a lot of ports kind of keep in your face with that sweetness and almost become cloying. But the acidity in there kind of cleans the palate, so you kind of you've got the best of both worlds there. You've got the intense richness, the fruitiness that's in there, that kind of lovely raisiny flavour, which again comes back to that richness, but then the acidity just completely kind of cleans the palate and just left this delightful kind of warming, mouth-coating kind of lushness.
Well, for me, I just think this for me would be, as you say, Christmas afternoon, and just taking a mouthful of that, and then actually just contemplating on the year that's gone by and everything that's happened in it, and just enjoying the warmth of the summer, the goldenness of the autumn, looking forward to the spring.
Oh, bless him! He's waxing lyrical. Oh, where's that leather wing back? That's going to happen, isn't it? You're going to be silent. Dear. That's the cigars, dear. But I can 100% see where you're coming from there. That is just the perfect way to finish off like the Christmas afternoon, because I'd sit in the leather wing back and have a nice snooze after that. But that is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Price wise?
Oh, price wise, okay. Well, I don't know if anyone's watched the Coburn's edition. I imagine this would be a lot cheaper than the 40-year-old Coburn that we.
But that was.
Yeah. So, obviously, 45 wine. Right, it's difficult because where my mind's going to is last year when we had the late vintage, and I'm just trying to remember what the price of that was. I'm assuming as a Tawny, this isn't going to be quite as expensive. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but I'm just thinking it's younger and it's not a vintage, therefore it's not going to be as expensive. So I'm going to go for £25.
You know, my favourite part of these videos is John's working out of the prices, exactly how he comes to, but I must say, they are very, very effective, because this is, you're not far off at all.
No.
This is £24.99, so a mere penny.
Retailers. The retailer's £25.
I'll give you that. I think that is absolutely spot on. Yeah. And I liked your workings out as well. How you got there, I think that's good.
Yeah.
But in a good way as well. You were really grasping that.
Yeah. Well, that is delicious, guys. I mean, this is, if you want a glass of port, a bottle of port, maybe if you can share it with the family. I would suggest you drink a whole bottle of this.
I think I've done mine already. I could see myself working towards.
Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of a technical fault there. Not quite sure what happened, but we're back with you. So, How did that happen?
During the technical hitch, I decided, while you were doing all the technical bits, I thought I better have another glass of that just to make sure it's as delicious as I thought it was. And would you believe? It is as delicious as I thought it was.
Wow. Well, I think we were just saying we'd summarised fantastic wine. If you want to take it home with you for Christmas, the one to go for. Very, very nice. I don't think, in terms of compared to last year's offering, which was late vintage, this is probably better for the afternoon and the vintage perhaps then with the late evening.
I love that. I love that you're already putting a time slot into it. You should be drinking your port. That's the style. That's what I like, John. This is what drinking is about. Well, but yeah, you are perfectly right though. Yeah, this will be a kind of afternoon kind of port, and then you move on to the evening port. Which, again, with your late bottle vintage, got a lot more power by, a lot richer. It's a mood thing. It's whatever takes your fancy at the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Straight after the Christmas dinner, I would love to sit down with that a bottle. Well, and perhaps not the whole bottle, but I'd definitely make a dent in it.
Absolutely. Well, that's lovely. Well, Christmas.
Christmas edition.
It's the Christmas edition, so you've got time. It's been published before Christmas. You've got time to come to
Chervik's Fine Wines and Cheeses.
Buy the product and enjoy a Christmas. And I guess we'll be thinking about New Year next. Hey!
Champagne.
Oh, yes. There's two occasions, aren't they? Very close together for champagne. Valentine's night and
New Year's.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But I guess New Year's more synonymous with.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a look.
Okay. Well, until the next episode, we'll see you there. Enjoy.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.